Thanks to the support as a channel member, Curtis Rothwell. Well, we're going into this summer not yet knowing if we've got European football or not. We'll find that out relatively early in the video. But what we do know to start things off is that we have loads of money to spend. So it is going to be a big summer because we've got £50 million off of transfer budget plus a nice healthy wage budget as well, and that's on top of all the already pre-arranged incoming transfers that we've got 11 players joining us permanently already, although half of them are players who are already here on loan that are joining permanently. But even so, 11 transfers already arranged and still £50 million to spend. European football or not, it's going to be a big summer. When it comes to what we actually need, I would love a proper out and out like European football quality striker to allow us to maybe free Harley up to play somewhere behind them. We'll see. So a really good striker would be handy. And we've already got lots of choice in attacking midfield, but I think we probably need one more winger at the club, ideally one who could play on both sides, although we have got Ainsley McAdams coming in, who might solve the winger problem already. We could always do with improving central midfield. I don't think it would do any harm at all to bring in a new midfielder, and especially if Gaspar Castro goes, we're going to need some improvement in central defence, and I still don't think our left back is good enough. And as usual, we'll keep an eye out for goalkeepers, especially if Restes decides he wants to go and play for a bigger club or Brentford. So lots of potential stuff that could happen. But first, we really want to find out if we're going to be in Europe or not. So we need to get stuff like the FA Cup final, all the European finals, all that stuff needs to get out of the way, and then we'll know if we're actually in Europe or not. The board want us to finish mid-table next year. I can just accept that. That's easy enough to accept. I'll tell the players that's what we're going to do as well, and they should be very happy with that. They are. We don't want to talk to them about anything else. Is there anything else I need to know about? Pre-season. Normally I want them back for the 1st of July, but we're not going to be doing loads of free transfers, so I think a 5-week pre-season is fine. Give them a little bit longer off. Training camp destination. I think it'll be fun to go to Singapore. So we're going to go to Singapore and see what's going on over in Singapore. Anything else we need to know about on here? I don't think there is. One other thing to check on is Castro still wanted? Oh, God, Man City want him as well now. He's definitely leaving this summer. There's just no way that we get to keep him. £33 million release clause. He is effectively gone. We may as well just plan for life without him. And to be fair, he started a quarter of our games. He's not going to be a huge loss. It's the future version of him that we'll forever look at and think that could have been for us if we'd have done his release clause properly. But we'll just sign a better replacement. It's what we do. Well, we've just gone forward a number of days in one go. There's a lot of unread messages, but one of them that I noticed flash up is that one. We have qualified for the Conference League, and that might not even be the final decision because obviously it depends on other stuff. So Liverpool have qualified for the Champions League, which is odd. Oh, I guess, yeah, Liverpool have won the FA Cup. So the FA Cup has happened. So that's pushed Spurs into the Champions League and pushed us into the Europa League. But if there's still European finals to play, there's still a potential for us to get upgraded to Europa League yet. But we've definitely got European football of some flavour. Oh, my scout David Moyes is retired. He's found so many of our wonder kids over the last year or two. But yeah, we could still be bumped up to Europa League, but Conference League is a minimum. We've also got the mystery soft drinks partnership, which is always handy. Rob Harley, as you can imagine, sells more shirts than anybody. The chairman has pumped some money into the club as well, which is also always very welcome. And we've got Player of the Year awards and stuff. Ainsley McAdams, who is joining us, I think. I think that's why we're being told about him. I think he's our new right winger. He is. So he's winning all the Young Player of the Year awards in Scotland. Hopefully he can make the step up to England. But yeah, that's all good news for now. And like I say, we might still get more good news yet and be bumped up even further. Oh, international football. Doesn't look like Rob Harley is off to the Euros. He did get called up into the last squad for friendlies, but Doesn't look like he's going to the main event, although Angeli is, Koklov is. We've got 3 Serbians, apparently. I couldn't have told you any Serbians, and we've got a bunch of players that we need to actually sell. Rob Harley's now capable of overhead kicks. I can't help but think there's other elements of his game that he could have been working on rather than overhead kicks. But who am I? And weirdly, he's got finishing of 14, composure 15. He should be a really good finisher. I don't know why he's not. Maybe he just needed overhead kicks to finish his game off. Yeah, there's your confirmation. Rob Harley going with Jude McRobbie and Phil Brook to the... should Phil Brook have 2 L's in his name? Phil, I apologise. Is Phil Brook... Are you a name in the game? No. Interesting. So why does he get... Okay, so this is confusing because the star also means not currently at the club and it means name in the game. It'll be fine. But this is the other Castro that we were talking about before. It's only actually 3 caps he's got for Brazil. I thought he was playing for them more often, but he has played a full season in the 2nd tier of Bundesliga for Hoffenheim. So maybe he's not quite the exciting returning player we were hoping for. But someone who is Alan Inglis, who's been out at Wolves. Again, not played as much football as you would have hoped for Wolves in the Championship, but when I asked the game to pick my best 11, it actually put him as the attacking midfielder ahead of Koklov. So we do have some exciting players potentially return. Some potentially exciting players definitely returning. They're potentially returning. They're definitely returning. They're only potentially exciting. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, have we got we've got a affiliate club? Well, I don't think I've noticed that before. Castro lifts a trophy. There you go. Lovely stuff for him. We'll end Graf's training, whatever that was. He shouldn't even still be at the club. But yeah, we are still waiting, I think, for European competitions to wrap up, although I suspect on the 3rd of June they now have... Let's search for Champions League and find out. I think we might be Conference League and having to be happy with it. Yeah, Liverpool have just won the Champions League, but I don't think that gives us 6 spots in the Champions League. Weirdly, it's only showing us as having 4. When I'm pretty sure it should be 5, either through coefficient or through Liverpool winning it. I guess there's still potential for it to change. Marine want Bruce Hill on loan for the season. Cool, blimey. 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 Are you going to play him? If you're going to play him, you can have him. Yeah, they're going to play him. Fine, you can have him. Go play. Go do football. Yeah, and we're just waiting for new signings to arrive, waiting for loans to come back. I can't really judge my squad until the 15, 20 players that aren't currently here who will be here for next season have arrived, and then we can work out who we need rid of and what we actually need. It's going to be a weird, elongated summer as a result, I think. Right, it looks like England are incompetent and didn't get the extra Champions League spot. I don't know how we got a coefficient of 0. I'm not quite sure how that works. In fact, we're top of the coefficients. So why... So England do miss out. So what that means is we're in the Conference League, yeah. Thanks to these lot being a bunch of failures, even though Liverpool won the whole thing. But everyone else is a bunch of failures, presumably. Right, Ryvad has gone to Copenhagen. We've got various youngsters who are wanted by various clubs for loans, so we're happy to let those happen. We're also trying to get rid of a couple of the release clauses. We've added it onto the squad view temporarily to see who's got one. Angeli doesn't want to discuss terms, but his release clause is 82 million. I think we can live with that. Castro doesn't want to discuss terms. That 33 million is a problem. And Zita, I'm not that bothered if he goes for 32 million. I think we can upgrade on him anyway. Koklov, we have offered a new contract to remove his release clause entirely. Same with, where is he? Alan Inglis had a 33 million. We've negotiated to remove that entirely. Gurgle, we've not used. So if someone wants to give us 30 million for him, he can go. And as painful as it is to say, same with Jude McRobbie. If someone offers us £51 million for him, I'm happy to let him leave, as much as I'd like to keep him around. So we don't need to throw loads of money around, but at least getting Koklov and Inglis, having theirs removed, and then we'll monitor these two as the summer goes on. I mean, Angeli hasn't even got anyone interested in him. He just knows he's too good for us. He's a regular starter for France. He's considered a leading Premier League defender. Is he in the... I mean, imagine if he's in the Dream 11 at Blackburn. I don't think he's going to be with us forever, is what I'm getting at. So Premier League, season preview. He's not in the Dream 11. We don't have anyone in the Dream 11, as you would expect. But he's probably not a million miles away from it. And Castro, I think we just have to accept his leaving, because there's so many big clubs in for him now. So the only way he stays is because we didn't play him enough. Maybe they don't consider him worth 33 million, but I think the interest is based on his potential to get better rather than how good he is now. But at least we've got a couple of new wonder kids coming in. This is exciting. Transfers are in. So Fibres, who we wanted back in January, is now in. He's not as good as I hoped he would be, but we'll work with that. It's fine. Paris Saint-Germain saw something in him. Federico Bensivenga might be the striker that allows us to play Rob Harley a little bit deeper. So he's in with a proven goal-scoring record. And then we've got Ainsley McAdams, who had that clean sweep of the Young Player Awards up in Scotland. Hopefully we've not given him a release clause. We haven't. Good work, past Kev. But he comes straight in as good as Jake Evans on that right-hand side, which is exciting, and he's a legitimate wonder kid. And then the other wonder kid is Stephen Carstens, who we're going to have to train to play a little bit deeper because we've already got Koklov and Inglis to play there. So Carstens, his future is back here, I suspect, but he's also a legitimate wonder kid and very good at football. So those four are in. If we just get them integrated in on there and just check in on transfer activity. We've still got we've still got 5 players due to sign permanently, but they are 5 who are already here. They're the 5 who are in on loan. So we can now have a proper look at the squad and work out where our weaknesses are. So I don't know that we need a striker. Higgins got 15 Premier League goals last season from 13 starts. I think Higgins as a goal scorer off the bench, or who wants Harley? Maybe he's not as good as we thought. But then you've got Harley and Bensivenga around him. I think we're probably okay up front. We know we're good in attacking midfield. We've got Koklov, we've got English, we've got Carstens, we've got Harley, we've got lots of players who can play there. With the new right winger, McAdams coming in, we've got Evans and McAdams on that side, plus McRobbie, plus Gurgle. On the left, we've got Harley. This might end up being his spot. Fordham, again, Evans, McRobbie, Bensivenga can play out there. Poor old Ian Farah didn't do anything wrong to drift down the pecking order other than not advance as quickly as we have. So maybe he's someone to move on this summer. But I'm starting to maybe lean towards Harley playing on the left and signing a new striker. We'll see what happens. In midfield, we've got Landu coming in permanently. Fibris could potentially play in that role as well if he's not good enough to play for us at centre-back. I think at defensive midfield, if a proper star player comes along, we bite their arm off. But there's no point signing more players who are as good as the 5 or 6 we've already got. And that's the exact same situation at centre-back. We've got a lot of players who are roughly equivalent quality. To bring anyone in, they've got to be much better than what we've got. I do think we need a left back. Baker Whiting didn't convince me. Halili's not good enough. I don't think it's going to be Castro. So yeah, there's business to do. Leicester think they've got a chance of signing Rob Harley, which is, I mean, it's amusing, if nothing else. Whose training are we ending? We're ending Rob Harley's training. He's never going to train it. He's on holiday. He shouldn't be training now. Double piece of exciting news. Martin Palermo going to Hull on loan isn't one of them. But Rob Harley becoming homegrown at club is. I thought we signed him too late to be able to do this. We didn't. So he is a homegrown at club player, which is obviously going to help with our European squad registration, which is very, very exciting. Also very exciting, I'm getting the band back together. There's another guy we had at Wigan who's hopefully going to be coming in. Bram Roivers. Where is he? There he is. Bram Roivers. He's going to cost us his £48 million release clause at Ajax, but he has continued to get better after his 2-year loan spell at Wigan. He went back to Ajax, eventually has made it into their team, started 25 games for them last year, and he's now looking like a proper big boy grown-up footballer. He's still 6'5". He can still play anywhere across the back four, and he would come in as our best centre-back, which is a useful thing for us to have in a position that we're looking to strengthen. So Roivers, yes, it involves spending a huge part of our original £50 million transfer budget, but as you can see, that transfer budget is already growing. If we can get onto our transfer history and show you how it's growing, you can see that we have... Where are the players we've sold? Maybe they've not gone through yet. Yeah, they've not gone through yet. So Ian Farah is joining Al Hazem for £16.5 million. So that's a big chunk of cash for him, a £10 million profit as well. On a player who was very important in our promotion season but lost his place last year. We're also selling Peter Ratkov. He never really got into the team. Hector is hopefully on his way to West Ham. Graf is also hopefully on his way to West Ham. And there's other players that we're trying to get shot of as well. So hopefully Roivers won't be the only signing. But even if he is, he's a massive improvement in an area we definitely needed to improve, especially if we end up losing Castro, who at the moment is still attracting interest, but hasn't attracted an offer yet. Barcelona and Man City have both lost interest. Let's... Hold the phone, boys and girls. Obviously, it was one of those two he wanted to go to. Oh, he still wants a release clause. I mean, at least it's not a £37 million one anymore. Yeah, we'll do that. If we get 67 million for him, I can live with that. Can we get a contract out of him? No, he still won't discuss one. But that is a huge bonus if we manage to get him tied down to having no, at least not a cheap release clause. That's big thumbs up. Him and Roivers together at the back, they're both 6'5". Oh, it's going to be a thing of beauty. Well, it is the 1st of July, which means a number of permanent transfers have gone through. So firstly, Fofana, Zafiris, Evans, Fernandez and Landu have all joined the club permanently for a combined £30 million. But we've also had £52 million worth of players leave the club. Those being Palermo, who's gone on loan to Hull. Hector has joined West Ham for 2.4 million. Ibrahim Rabaj has gone to Wolves for 12 million. He was on loan there last season. Hogsberg has gone to Palermo for 23 million. He was on loan there last season. Beadle has made his loan at Angers permanent for 7 million. Ethan Mbappe has made his loan at Southampton permanent for 5.75 million. And Wang has made his loan at Huddersfield permanent for 1.8 million. So net transfer profit currently going on. There's £104 million to spend. So even if and when Roivers comes in, we'll still basically have our original transfer budget still here. I am trying to move some of this into wage budget. There you go. Just make sure that we've got sensible amounts on there, which means looking back at who the best players that we've got scouted are, and I'm tempted to get this guy. Andris Ilazi is a Kosovan striker. He can also play on the left wing. Left wing is another position we could do with strengthening, but he's quick. He's a good finisher. He's got a proven goal-scoring record, both club football and international football. He's only 19, and he's basically another Rob Harley. He'd come in as the best striker at the club, and either he can come in and play on the left-hand side, or he can come in and play up front, and Harley can move out to the left-hand side. But I think this is the other guy we're going to spend our money on, because I think Roivers plugs so many gaps defensively, and there's not really a real top-level midfielder available. I mean, he'd be the one, I guess, but he's a flat £71 million release clause, which we just can't afford to do. So we might try and find an old man to play in midfield. We have got some transfer room stuff going on as well, trying to find some players in those key positions, but it's just fairly slim pickings. You all know what I'm about to say, because we get to this point on every save. The players who'll join us won't improve us, and the players who'll improve us won't join us. And it's going to be that way until we get into the Champions League. So we're going to have to be a little bit more selective and take potential future superstars when we can get them, even if they're quite expensive. I mean, he's going to be a record signing. We're going to break the club record with Roivers. We might immediately break it again with Elazi. Well, Roivers is in, £48 million for him. He's everything I've ever wanted. 4 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. A real proper top-level centre-back that knows how to play the way I want to play. Massively improves what we've got going on at centre-back. I don't know why that's showing us 2 stars. I mean, we are trying to get rid of quite a lot of defenders because we're trying to pull off some more big deals, which I'll tell you about if they happen. This guy we did try and sign. He was one of the best on the next gen. He's very, very, very good, but it looks like he's going to Paris Saint-Germain, which is annoying. He won't even discuss terms with us. But yeah, we've still got lots of business going on. Even with Roivers coming in, there's lots of money left, and we need it because I've got about £100 million more that I want to spend. Hence, we're trying to shift some previously quite important players to make room in the squad. If it all comes off, it's going to be a big, 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 big summer. Well, next part of the madness is complete. Andres Ilatzi is in, our 19-year-old new wonder kid striker who comes straight in as the best striker at the club. Rob Harley has some proper competition now. Let's get him straight into the mix on here. I've just turned down £31 million for Jude McRobbie, but I have accepted £34 million for Charlie Fordham, who does make space in the squad for Ilatzi to come in. But there's still more I want to do. There is, if we have a look at the transfer activity tab, we have a number of players potentially on their way out of the club, lots of fringy boys, and it's because I want to sign this guy. It's a £71 million release clause, so it's a flat 71 million we'd have to spend, but it's another wonder kid. It's a central midfielder, and that would mean we'd have bought a centre-back, centre-mid and striker, a proper core of a team, all real top talent young players. And then we just need to fill the gaps. We'd probably need another centre-back or two because we're trying to sell Silla, we're trying to sell Tingy. Castro hopefully is staying now. We have got little Castro back as well. So we'll be going in as it stands right now with the 2 Castros, Roivers, Fimbres as our 4 centre-backs, which is probably better than what we had before. But there's no real experience there now. And we've still got Martin Palermo who can come back into that mix as well. But yeah, it's all starting to look very, very snazzy. Who wants Rob Harley? None of them are getting him. Ah, there we go. The third part of the madness is complete. Emir Nilsson is in as well. And that is 3 very, very, very good signings that have just come into this football club, in addition to all of the ones that were obviously pre-arranged and were already happening. In order to fund it, there's had to be some serious shenanigans going on. I mean, that is some significant chunk of money that has been spent there. We've just broken the club transfer record 3 consecutive times over the course of 8 days. So in addition to the players you already knew about as selling, we have also now sold Bulatovic for £3 million. We've sold Silla for 4.4 million. Jim Kitchen's gone for 3.5 million. Charlie Fordham has gone to Al Nassr for 34 million. Tingy has gone on loan to Newcastle, but with a 16 million pound future fee. And there's still potentially a few more heading out the door as well. But we are just about balancing the books, and the squad is looking pretty strong. And if we have a look to see what our best 11 is according to the game now, so if we sort that by best 11, I think it's pretty safe to say that best 11 is a lot better than the best 11 that we had previously, especially if you do what we're likely to do, which is that, and have Ilatzi up front, Harley out wide. That looks good. That looks like a good football team. Well, that's not ideal. He's not even played a game for us yet. Also, Real Madrid, I'd like them to do one. I'm trying to sign just an extra defender. I had one guy who we were discussing terms with, and Real Madrid swooped in and signed him. I'm trying to find him so I can show you him. See if you can work out why I was interested in this guy. But yeah, he was coming in to be centre back and full back cover. He's 6'7", if you didn't notice that part. But he's gone to Real Madrid. So now Piero Hincapié, who's just relegated Aston Villa, he'd be ideal to come in to cover left back and centre back for us. And now Real Madrid want him as well. We've also got Newcastle making an offer for Rob Harley. They've actually offered less for Harley than they just offered for McRobbie that we turned down. It's all getting very strange. Well, it turns out we're bigger than Real Madrid. Piero Hincapié has come in as he's on an 11-month contract. We've spent £6 million to bring in a player for a year, but he does offer some important cover in those two positions where we were still a little bit weak defensively. We didn't quite have enough centre-back cover, and he's probably going to be our starting left-back, but can offer that cover at centre-back for us as well. And that is our money just about spent up. In an ideal world, we'd bring in another midfielder, but I think to be able to do it, we have to sell Nzita, and he's just turned down several moves. We did transfer list him briefly. He still turned down moves, so I think we're keeping him. I don't mind him. I mean, he was a starting player for us last year. I just don't expect to use him as much this year. There's still a chance we go with Nielsen and Carstens as the starters, and Carstens can neither of them are natural in those positions yet, which is one of the reasons it's not ideal. But yeah, I think we're probably okay unless Nzita goes and we can bring in an even better defensive midfielder. But I suspect such a man does not exist. What am I looking for here? I'm trying to get down here. So yeah, if we look at star player defensive midfielders, they're too expensive. Important player defensive midfielders, I mean, there's no one that screams out as great value player to bring in. So I think this might be our squad for the season. I think we're done, and it's not even the end of July, which is, it's such a difference from how some of the transfer windows have gone in this season. The amount of times the transfer window video has gone all the way up to the end of the transfer window. We don't need to do it. We'll get you up to the start of the season. I think my squad is finished. Unless something bonkers happens, I think my squad is finished. Right, hold on. Can we actually register them all? Because we haven't really looked into this. Easy peasy. Everyone registered. Presumably we can register them all for Europe as well, because we've got Harley, Higgins, Tyjon are all homegrown at club. There must be more than that as well. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? We can get that removed now. So remove that column. Homegrown status. So at club, yeah, Higgins, Kemmerer, it won't be part of the squad. Tyjon and Harley. So, okay, we're one homegrown at club player short, but even still, I think we can register. Can we actually do mock registrations in this? That was something you were never able to do on FM24. Can we... Where is the registration screen even hiding? There we go. Can we... here we go. Conference League registration. And that has no Kotlov. We might just have to have a little play around with this to make it work. But I think we're almost there. And we sold a couple more players. Hold on, I'll show you them first. We've done so much business this summer. Such a good summer. Look at all that money. Yeah, we've got a net spend of 90 million, but who cares? We've got a great squad. Volkov, it was a youngster that we signed last summer, never really got in the team or anywhere near the team. So we sold him for a slight profit. And Halili, who never got in anywhere near the team at left back, has also gone out on loan. Alan Inglis has gone out on loan to Celtic as well. I think it's more important to get him game time than have him competing with 3 or 4 other attacking midfielders to get in our team. And let's face it, Celtic's a pretty good move for a young Scottish international. He'll either make a career there because he'll never quite be good enough for us, or he'll come back a superstar next summer. That's the plan anyway. And our starting 11 for the first game of the season I think is going to be this. We've got a couple of injuries that we're working around. Hincapie's come in and immediately got injured. Koklov is injured as well, so it makes the midfield decision a little bit easier because Carstens can start there, so Nzita can stay in alongside Nielsen. We're adjusting some of the player roles a little bit to fit some of the new players, so we're going with a playmaker and a box-to-box midfielder. Nielsen really suits that box-to-box role, so we're adjusting the midfield slightly. We're also changing this role, regardless of who's there, to an inside forward. The idea being when Harley or the other new guy, Elazi, when either of them play out there, they're basically playing as a second striker. Because of that, we want our left back to be a left wing back to give us our width on that side. For today, it'll be Jude McRobbie out there, but Elazi will get his chance soon enough. We're going to give Harley the chance to start the season at centre forward, and if he scores, he can keep his spot. If he doesn't, then we've got several players ready to step in for him. And Roivers and Fimbras and new look centre-back partnership for us. Obviously, we've got Castro there as well, but lots of very good players and lots of decent strength in depth. And I think with the new tweaks to the positions as well, we look like we pretty much cover all areas. I'm particularly excited to have those two so close together when the ball is out on the right-hand side with Evans, with McRobbie, whoever it might be who's out wide on that side. And I think that role will end up being Rob Harley's role. That's my thinking. But we are going to wrap things up there. Let's just have a quick look to see what the media prediction is for us. 10th. We'll see about 10th. We're getting in the Champions League this year and nobody can stop us. But if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.